As a reminder, if you're on YouTube, go to your settings and make sure restriction mode is off, as it restricts content from content creators and it can definitely hurt content creators in the long run. Also, be sure to check out my shorts channel, Starter Shortagonist, if you want to see some of my best shorts on there. So be sure to check it out and make sure you subscribe there. I've had a few unpopular opinions in the past about Fortnite, whether it would be me thinking that Fortnite OG was a mistake or reload shouldn't be permanent, which I actually regret saying that, but I never really made a whole video listing any of my unpopular opinions before. So I think, why not do a whole video, listing 10 of my unpopular opinions on this game. So here's 10 of them. The first one, waterbending was goated. That was definitely one of the best mythics to ever come out during Chapter 5 Season 2 when the Avatar event showed up. So we had the 4 elements, that being the 4 mythics, that being fire, water, earth, and air. We also had the cosmetics, Aang as the part of the event pass, and we had Katara, Zuko, and Toph that was in the shop. I pretty much made my whole point about that, but the mythics themselves, you were only able to obtain a mythic whenever you spot them in certain locations in temples. I made a whole video, of me experiencing the event. So if you want, you can check that video out, top right corner. But the one element I enjoyed the most was waterbending. It was like a mixture of a shotgun, assault rifle, a sniper, SMG. It was overpowered. Everyone can agree it was overpowered. They did not like the fact that it was so broken. It even had hit scan, which was crazy. But me personally, I thought it was extremely fun, even when I myself was getting hit by the waterbending. But that was the fun of it. That was the fun of it. It was really cool to use it, and it was also even more fun when they brought it back for Blitz Royale. The fact that they brought it back for 1 week, and it was hella chaos. It was really chaotic, but I like waterbending. It was one of the best elements, and for people to say that it should have been vaulted alongside the other elements, probably don't understand that this came out alongside Korra because she was part of the battle pass. So it made sense for the waterbending to stay until the end of Chapter 5 Season 2. But like I said, waterbending was a great element, and anybody who thinks that it's bad or who thinks that you're getting carried by it, they're just hating at this point. They're just hating. My second unpopular opinion, I think that Lady Gaga Festival Season is the best one. Even though we did not get a spectacular concert, at the very least, we got a whole banger of jam tracks, from Stupid Love to Rain on Me, Applause, The Edge of Glory, Bloody Mary, Poker Face, and many more. Lady Gaga is definitely one of the best pop artists, and for her to collaborate with Fortnite, it was actually really good. Everything about the season was great. Even though like I said, even though we didn't get a concert, it was still good. I had a good time. I had a blast playing through this whole thing. My third unpopular opinion, I think AI should be removed from the game. This was a big issue ever since the Star Wars season started, where they decided to introduce AI Darth Vader. For those who don't know, AI Darth Vader, they were using the voice of James Earl Jones, the voice actor of Darth Vader. And while I understand that Epic Games got the approval of his family and himself that he can use his voice in Fortnite, I still think AI in general is bad in gaming. Number 4, Wreck is a great season. In fact, I would go as far as to say it's my second favorite season of all time, right behind Chapter 4 Season 4. Wrecked was a breath of fresh air. It had so many good elements to it. I will say, everybody had a right to complain about the cars at the beginning because they were really overpowered. I never had an issue with them, but I understand why Epic had to nerf them to the ground, because they were overpowered. Especially in builds, I think that was the main issue there. Everything else was fine. The Nitro Fist was great, despite them nerfing them to where the timer was increased for the cooldown. But it was still good to use. That, along with Magneto Power, when Magneto came out, when he was part of the Battle Pass, that was a good counter towards the cars. It was also fun to use it on other players. Then you have the mythics themselves. You had the combat assault rifle, which was good. You had the boom vault, and then you have the combat shotgun. And that's one thing. They brought back the combat shotgun and the combat assault rifle. Those two were actually good weapons to use. And in terms of medallions, we had the 3 medallions. The Ringmaster Scars medallion gives you infinite ammo. The Machinist medallion gives you shield. over time. And Megalodon's medallion, I think, is the best one. It gives you infinite sprint as well as nitro fuel. I get the feeling that Zenless Zone Zero probably got some inspiration from Fortnite, where they decided, hey, maybe we should make our own drink called Nitro Fuel. I love the Nitro Fuel. I think it was really good for mobility. And the fact that they had those like Nitro hoops, when you use that and combined it with Magneto Power as well as the Flowberry Fizz, you are flying throughout the whole map. I'm telling you, you are flying throughout the entire map with that kind of movement. I think the loophole was fine. It was great. I also like the fact that they added Metallica to the game, and they also had their own little event where you were able to use the mythic called Ride the Lightning, and you were also able to access the Loot Island, which was transformed to make it Metallica themed. I think that was really cool. If it wasn't for Wrecked, we probably wouldn't have gotten more content. I'm glad Wrecked existed, and I hope they actually make seasons that are similar to Wrecked, or at the very least make an original season just like Wrecked. But that's just me though. And speaking of seasons, for number 5, my 5th unpopular opinion, I don't know if I can consider this as an unpopular opinion, but I think Fortnite should do a space themed season. I mean, they have done like a season kind of teasing that, where they had the aliens. This was chapter 2 season 7 invasion, where they were going up against aliens, and we were able to see Rick Sanchez and Superman and Gugimon as part of the battle pass. But I think it would be cool if they actually make a full-blown space-themed season. My next unpopular opinion, I think the Cease artist should not be in Fortnite. I was really against Juice WRLD being in Fortnite because he wasn't here, but I warmed up to it, and the reason why is because I think Fortnite did a spectacular job honoring him. They gave us a free skin, which became a hella sweaty skin, both sweaty and annoying. But the other skin in the shop, Juice WRLD, the original Juice WRLD, it was good. It was good. It was really good. But for people to, like, you know, pray for a Michael Jackson themed season for Fortnite Festival, in my opinion, I was not okay with that. And the reason why is because, again, Michael Jackson, he's a deceased artist, and I think it wouldn't make sense for him to be in Fortnite Festival considering he is deceased. Not to mention, Epic Games would have to get permission from his family to have him in Fortnite as a skin. I don't think they would mind having jam tracks and emotes dedicated to him, but as far as a skin goes, I'm not really fond of that. I'm not really fond of that. And I remember people were hoping for an XXXTentacion skin considering he also played Fortnite. I don't understand why people would want to cease artists in this game. It makes no sense. In my opinion, it would be more distasteful, unlike the Juice WRLD thing, because at least they honor Juice WRLD's legacy better than his actual team. But that's just me though. My 7th one, my 7th unpopular opinion, Fortnite OG season, I think that did it way better than the OG mode. For one, it was a 1 month long season, and even though I had a bit of issues with it, at the same time, like I said before, that was due to a skill issue. I was still new to Fortnite. I was only playing it for a few months, so I still was not that good at that time. But when it came to the OG mode, I had a much worse time with that mode. Speaking of OG, I gotta say this here. Remix Chapter 2 was a really good season. I don't care what anybody says, it was a great season. I made a whole video like pretty much talking about it, defending it, because I had to shut down all the bullshit that was going on with that season because people were already hating on it before the season even started. And when it did start, they didn't even give it a chance, and it hasn't even been a whole week. In my opinion, I think it was a really great season. I enjoyed the other 2 events, the prelude event as well as the finale event. But in terms of the gameplay, I do think the gameplay was fine. I also enjoyed the mythics they had, like Snoop Dogg's drum gun. We had Ice Spice's assault rifle as well as her grappler. We also had Eminem's minigun, which when you use the minigun, it plays the lyrics from a Rap God. I think that's the best one. I think that's the best mythic. But Ice Spice's mythic was great too. Number 9, I don't know if I can consider this as an unpopular opinion, but I think back blings should be bundled with skins again. I don't think that selling back blings separate from the skins is a bad idea, but when you have skins that are costing 1,500 by themselves without adding any extras to it in order to separate the back blings, I think that's where I have a problem there. At least that was the Power Rangers bundle, because that had all 5 of the Power Rangers, and they each costed 1,200 V-Bucks a pop. So I think that was really great. I think if they lowered the price on the skins while separating the back blings, I think that would be great. But if they can't do that, they should go back to selling back blings bundled with the skins for 1,500 V-Bucks. And finally, number 10, and this one's is definitely an unpopular opinion. I think Lennox Rose deserves a reskin. Me missing out on Chapter 3 Season 4, that was criminal, because I did not know it had that many great skins. And at the time, I did not know that battle passes could never come back. I did not know these skins could never come back, because I did not know that like battle pass skins can't be in the item shop. But me like still being new to the thing, at least now I had a full understanding of how these battle passes work. I did miss out on Lennox Rose, and that was a shame, because I think she's a really good skin. The fit she was wearing, as well as the multiple edit styles, her glider as well, and even the blonde hair. Like I said this like twice, but I am a sucker for blondies in video games and anime. So this was obviously this type of skin that I could definitely use. And also she looks pretty cute too. So I think Lennox Rose deserves a reskin, just like with skins like Lexa and Erisa. But those are my unpopular opinions. I would like to know what unpopular opinion you have. Sound off in the comments below. And also, if you get offended by anything that I say in this video, I don't know, life's tough, wear a helmet. That's all I have to say. And also, use code STARTASTIC in the shop if you're buying anything in the shop, as it also helps support the channel. But until then, this is Protagonist signing out. As always, go Genyo, and have a STARTASTIC day, everyone. If you enjoyed today's video, then be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and turn those notifications on to join the Star Nation. Also, be sure to follow my Twitter, and while you're at it, check out my previous video. Now.